Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafira Fadilla Rahayu. I'm from Majalengka University, 7th grade English department, and I will present about my proposal seminar on ELT. The title is Students' Perceptions of the Use WhatsApp Group on English Learning Outcomes at SMPN 3 Majalengka 2020-2021. This proposal presentations I will present about 3 chapters. The first is introductions, the second is chapter 2 is related literature review, and the third is chapter J methodology. Existence of sophisticated technology today help the teaching and learning process in time of the pandemic. Learning from home aimed at schools, students and teachers cannot carry out the face-to-face learning process. Many have researched effective classroom learning support applications to support learning so that it continues and it is possible even with the online learning process. Not only students in college, but students from elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school using online learning methods, one of which has used the media to carry out online learning is SMPN 3 Majalengka. Students and teachers use the WhatsApp applications for the learning process by exchanging chat communications in the class group that has been created. Novelty this study, even though WhatsApp group has been used as a support media for online learning recently, which is generally used by students in college, but with these conditions, all school level using the WhatsApp application is the best way for now. In this study, with their use of the applications about how students' vocabulary ability as students' learning outcome in junior high school, especially in SMPN 3 Majalengka. The study have identifications problems. How are students' learning outcomes on English vocabulary ability using the WhatsApp group applications? There are 2 research questions from this research. The first is how do students' perception of English subject use the WhatsApp group applications on vocabulary skills? The result get from the students' perceptions, and how is the students' ability after using the WhatsApp group applications in English subject on vocabulary skills. It from the learning outcomes, students' perceptions, and the objective of study based on the problems formulations above. This research has several objectives, include the following. The first is to find out how students' perceptions of English subject use the WhatsApp group applications on vocabulary skills. The second is to find out how the ability of students to use the WhatsApp group applications in English subject on vocabulary skills. Scope and limitations. The scope this research is students' perceptions, vocabulary progress or vocabulary ability to learn English using WhatsApp group from students' learning outcomes. This study is limited to junior high school students who are required to study English for school academic purpose, especially in 2nd grade junior high school at SMPN 3 Majalengka. The significance of study, this research expected to be an alternative way for teachers to be more innovative and motivated in teaching and learning activities in learning English. In particular, this study can be a source to determine the extent for progress in vocabulary and students' motivation to learn English using the WhatsApp group. In addition, it can be used by the teacher as a source or references for discussion room, providing material and adding vocabulary to students when they use WhatsApp group by commenting on each other to reply in English. In general, This research can provide more up-to-date information as additional information for students. Students can take other online classes such as online courses that increase students' knowledge even more. Chapter 2, Review of Related Literature and Framework. WhatsApp is an application that is available on Android and iOS phone and can be charged on Google Play Store or App Store. The feature on WhatsApp often add and there are always updates. WhatsApp as a chat media, WhatsApp make it easy for users to communicate and interact and discuss online and does not cost too much in its use. Wilson 2020, page 68. WhatsApp is currently very popular, so many users use it because online of them does not waste quota from user providers. By sending capacity document file, photos and videos are relatively low, so they are still safe to use by students as media that support online learning. Learning outcomes are very important for students in successful or decreasing learning. Wahyuni et al. 2020 320. According to Noor opinion, online learning using WhatsApp can have a positive effect on students' learning outcomes. So in independent learning, where students do not depend much on anyone, students can motivate themselves more in independent learning and measuring their abilities in English. The last in chapter 2, previous study. I just give 3 samples on previous study in this presentation because limited time. The first is WhatsApp grouping class for increasing students' English ability, Surani and Chairuddin 2019, page 28. By the result, this study was sample from students majoring in economy. The result was that their English skill increased, were more active in learning English. Similarity, this research from Surani and Chairuddin with this research is using WhatsApp group as a media to support online learning English classes. The differences in this research from Surani and Chairuddin with this research is to find out the English ability of students majoring in economics using WhatsApp group, while in this study, research find out the students' learning outcome of the English vocabulary ability in using WhatsApp group classes. And the second study, the influence of online media and learning motivations on student satisfactions during the COVID-19 pandemic, Hakim and Mulya Pradana 2020, page 89 and 19. The result of this research is only a student's perceptions of satisfactions using WhatsApp during the COVID-19. The similarities in the research from Hakim and Mulya Pradana with this research is students' perceptions using WhatsApp group classes as a media to support online learning English classes. The differences in this research from Hakim and Mulya Pradana, the research is to find out the form students' perceptions about effect of online media and learning motivations on student satisfactions during the pandemic, while in this study to find out the learning outcomes of junior high school students on the ability of English vocabulary in using WhatsApp group at SMPN 3 Majalengka. Chapter 3 is methodology, and this research using qualitative method, descriptive, qualitative. According to Satriadi 2014, page 32, Kill and Wallen, 1993. Descriptive method is a method used to explain, analyze, and classify something through various survey techniques in interviews, questionnaire, observations, and text. Human instrument or key instrument as instrument. Data collection is observations, unstructured interview, documentations. According to Sugiono 2016, page 309, cite from Vikriya 2018, page 62, data collections carried out under natural conditions, primary data source, and more on participant observations, in-depth interviews, and documentations. Data analysis is data collections, data reductions, presentations of data in the data classifications, conclusions, and clarifications. Miles and Hamberman model used in Sugiono 2017, page 137, cite from Pikriya 2018, page 64, suggests that the activities qualitative data analysis were carried out in a manner interactive and take place continuously to completion, so that the data saturated these activities are in the form of the data reductions, data presentations, and verifications. Enough for these presentations. If you have questions, you can ask me after you watch these videos, and thank you for your attention. See you and stay healthy, guys.